All right, we're going to practice our flashcards. Are you ready? Our addition flashcards. We have our 0 plus addition, and we have our 1 plus addition. Who can tell me what the answer always is if we have a 0 in it? Bailey.
7.
It's always going to be the bigger number, and in this one it is?
7.
What did you say, Bailey?
7.
Okay, and when we have a plus 1, we always know what? Talon.
It's the always, you have to count 3, then 1 more.
Is? What's 3 plus 1 more?
4.
4. So what is our answer to this one going to be?
4.
Okay, so if it's a plus 1, you add 1 more to the big number, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a plus 0, it's always the
7.
bigger number. Okay, so I'm going to mix them up. And we're going to practice them, okay?
Okay.
Everybody will get a turn.
You mix them all together.
Yep, mix them all together so you don't know if you're going to get a plus 1 or a plus 0.
One plus ones. Oh, yeah.
Okay, are you ready? Make sure you're listening, and remember when your neighbor is saying theirs, when I give them their flashcard, you're supposed to be doing it in your head, not talking. Yes, Helen.
If it's a 0, 0, it's 0.
You're right. If it's a 0, 0, it's a 0.
I can see it.
Charlie. Micah.
7.
Tracy.
5.
Kaya, why don't you scoot that way a little bit so they can see the, scoot all the way around to the X. Jordy, scoot down. Landon, scoot down. Kennedy, scoot down. All the way down so that way you guys can see them better. Scoot down, keep going, all the way to the U. All right, all the way on the T, there you go. Can you see him now, Landon?
Kennedy's still on.
It's okay, she's fine. Can you see it now, Landon?
Yeah.
Okay. Where were we? Who were we on?
I can't see it. 1 plus 9 equals 10.
Good job. 1. Say it. Oh, there you go. You gotta say it to where I can hear it. Bailey.
4.
Talon.
9.
If you know it, don't say it out loud. Say it in your head so no one can hear you. Don't even whisper it. Colby.
10.
Michelle.
2.
Miley.
3.
Jack.
2.
Kaya.
4. 2. 3.
What'd you have?
3.
Kennedy.
4.
Landon.
6.
Landon.
Wait.
It's okay, he's gonna go again.
9.
There you go. Kennedy.
3.
Jump. Jordy.
9.
Kaya. Jack.
7.
Miley.
5.
Michelle.
5.
Good job. Colby.
10.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Oh, Colby. You're okay. Bailey.
4.
1.
5.
Look at it again. You're okay. Look at it again. Remember.
4.
Nope. If it say your number sentence. What's it say? What number is it?
5. 4.
No. 5. What? 5
Plus
1 equals. If it's a plus 1, it's always
the bigger
always 1 more than the bigger number. So what's 1 more than this number? What's 1 more than the bigger number?
4.
No, what's 1 more? What number is the biggest number, the 5 or the 1?
The 5.
Okay, so what's one more? What's 5 plus one more? Use your fingers if you need to. 5 plus one more. Add one more to it. Like this one. Look. 5. You have 5. Hold your hand up. 5 plus one more equals. Count my fingers.
6.
There you go. So 5 plus 1 equals
6.
Good job. Let's try again.
4 plus 1 equals 2.
There you go. Good job. You got it. Kaden.
Bailey.
No, it's Kaden's turn. 7 plus 1. There you go. Good job. Gracie.
8.
Micah.
Got to go. 6. 9.
Good job. Very good job. You guys remembered them. All right. So last week, earlier this week, we finished up all of our measurement stuff. Remember when we measured how long and tall and big and heavy
And how it weighs.
and how much they weigh? We did all that. Now we're going to do a lesson on what does not fit in a group. If I give you a group, a bunch of pictures, you have to tell me what does not fit in there. So if I gave you, let's see, we're going to go on a picnic. Here's my picnic basket. I'm going to show you all the stuff I have in my picnic basket, okay? This is everything I'm going to take with me on my picnic. I have a plate. That's blue. I have a cup. I've got some chicken, a stapler, some water, some crayons, some scissors, some hot dogs, and a spoon. If I'm going to go on my picnic, I need to find all the things that I want to take with me in this group of stuff that I have. What am I not going to take? Michelle, what is something that I'm not going to take on a picnic?
The stapler.
What do we do at a picnic?
You first, you only get food for your picnic.
You take food for your picnic. Because what do you do at a picnic, Kennedy?
You eat.
You eat food. So we're only going to take stuff that we're going to use to eat. Okay, so what is something, I want you to come over here, Michelle. Put something in my picnic basket that I am going to take. Put something in my picnic basket that I'm going to need for my picnic. Pick one thing. Pick one. One thing. Here, take that one off. There you go. I'm going to need my plate. Is she right? Am I going to need my plate?
Yes.
Does my plate fit into my picnic basket?
Yes.
Okay. Talon, come pick one thing that I'm going to need to take on my picnic. I'm going to need to take my chicken. I'll be hungry if I don't. Jack, one thing that I'm going to need to take on my picnic. The water bottle, because I might get thirsty. Charlie, what's one thing I'm going to want to take with me? Spoon, because I'm going to need that to eat my food. Miley, what's one more thing I'm going to need to take on my picnic? A cup, so I don't get thirsty. Landon, what's one thing I'm going to need to take on my picnic? My hot dogs. I'm going to want to take hot dogs. How come? Okay, thank you. Go sit down. How come I'm not going to put this stuff in there? Eden, how come I'm not going to put my crayons in here?
Because it's not going to fit in there.
Well, it does fit. See, this one. How come I'm not going to put them in there?
Because I can't bring it to the picnic.
Why can't I bring them? I can take them. Because they fit in here.
Because you wanna You wanna draw a picture for your mom?
But can I take these with me? Would these go in here?
No.
No. Why do they not go in here?
Because they're not food.
There you go. Because they're not food. Very good. Would I take these with me, Micah?
No.
No, I wouldn't take my scissors. How come I'm not going to take my scissors with me?
Because.
Do they fit in my picnic basket?
Yeah.
But how come I'm not going to take them with me then? They fit in there.
You won't have anything to cut there.
Oh, I won't need to cut. That's right. I won't have to cut anything, so I won't need to take them. Do they fit in there with all my food? Are my scissors food?
No.
Is it something I'm going to drink?
No.
No. Is it like a plate that I'm going to put my food on?
No.
Am I going to use it as a spoon?
No.
No. So they
That would be gross.
Yeah, what about my glue? Am I going to take my glue on my picnic basket?
No.
On my picnic, Bailey? Am I going to take my glue?
No, because it's not food and you don't need it because you don't have any paper to glue on.
There you go. Exactly right. I'm not going to take this with me because it's not food and I don't have any paper to glue together. So I do not need my glue as food. What about my stapler? Jordy, am I going to take my stapler with me?
No,
How come I'm not going to take my stapler with me?
because there's no paper and if there's no paper then you can't staple anything.
Can I eat this?
No.
So this is not,
Food.
it's not food. So I'm not going to take it with me. Just like in, okay, scoot back to your spots. In the ocean, would I find a monkey in the ocean?
No.
What kind of animals would I find in the ocean? Helen.
A shark.
A shark. Bailey.
A crab.
A crab. One.
A lobster.
Yeah. Kaden.
A dolphin.
A dolphin. Mecca.
I know. Sand.
Yes. You would find sand. Would I find an elephant in the ocean?
No. In the ocean.
What would you find in the ocean?
A whale.
A whale.
I
Yeah.
find
Colby.
fish.
I would find fish. Miley.
Starfish. You would find seashells.
Seashells. Michelle.
Starfish.
Starfish. Jack. Would I find a tree in the ocean?
No. Oh wait. Seaweed.
What's something I would find seaweed? What's something I might find floating on top of the ocean?
I know.
Landon.
Boats. Say boats. Boats.
A boat. I might find a boat.
Or you see swim.
Let's see. If I were going to go to the jungle, would I find a monkey there?
Yes.
Would I find a whale there?
No. Sometimes there
How come I won't find a whale in the jungle?
I know.
Chloe, why won't I find a whale in the jungle?
Because
It's an animal. Animals live in the jungle.
Well, because there's no water and they have tails.
Aha, it's not water. There's no water in the jungle and they
A
have to live in the
waterfall?
water, right?
A waterfall.
Yeah, but the waterfall, there's not enough water. They have to have big, huge
Huge water.
like oceans to swim in.
The whole group anticipatory set was not differentiated. All the students were asked the same types of questions. It was just basically to kind of get to know what they already knew about objects and pictures that don't belong. However, after the anticipatory set, during the independent portion of the math assignment, there were 4 students who are already above grade level and I knew would get really bored with the worksheet that I was going to give them. So I gave them a different worksheet where there was no color on it. It was just black and white. So they couldn't, and it didn't have a background. Like the one that I showed in the video was elephants with a background of mountains and ice. It didn't have any of that in it. It was just a picture of a door, and it said this is a closet with shelves, and it wanted them to pick out the objects at the bottom that did not belong and put an X through them, and then cut out the ones that did belong and glued them up onto the shelves of the closet. None of it had color or anything, so it was a little bit more challenging. They had to actually read the sentences and know what the pictures were, rather than looking at everything, like the background and all that, to kind of see what did and didn't go. There were no major challenges that arose during the lesson. After the students turned in their papers, I graded them. One of the students didn't meet the mastery level of 80%, so I pulled her aside during small group centers time, where they, or not small group, just free centers, where they, at the end of the day, they get to pick a game they want to play, and they just play freely with their friends. So I pulled her aside, and I had her complete, I completed a mini lesson with her, much like the one that I completed before, only this time I used a picture that had different objects in it. And she had to tell me which objects did not belong in that picture. Like, it was a picture of the ocean, and she had to tell me there was a whale and a dog and a pair of shoes and a boat and all that in there, and she had to tell me which ones didn't belong. So we just completed like a little 10-15 minute mini lesson, and then I gave her a reteach worksheet that was in the workbook, and it was basically the same thing. She just had to complete with using different pictures. In the future, I would adapt this lesson by using a smartboard game, where the students would have to move the objects that didn't belong out of the pictures and maybe place them in a picture where they did belong, or even just using more pictures rather than the picnic basket, or rather than me making up stuff in my head. I could use pictures with different environments and objects in those environments and the setting, and then they had to point to it or circle the ones that did not belong or that did belong.